Hi everyone, I'm back. I've been wanting to post a video 3 days ago, or do the video 3 days ago, but my voice didn't allow it because I've been sick since 2 weeks and I still have COVID positive, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm loving this time. This is the kindest I've ever been to myself while being sick, and I think I could only be that way to myself because of the extremely deep work I've done, the healing that I've done to myself. I want to talk about this week about a lot has happened since my last video. I cannot fit everything in this video, but I will speak about the strongest awarenesses that I've had that had the most like emotional impact, because every single trigger that I have is a healing opportunity, and I'm aware of it and I deal with it. I transform it. I go through the shift, my process of shifting my state, and the healing takes place. But the key moments for this week, I would say, is about the ego, because week 5, the topic is about the ego. We talk about befriending our ego and diving deeper into the ego. I want to read this beautiful, beautiful poem, which was so heartfelt for me, out of Dr. Shefali's book. This is the book, The Parenting Map. For people, get this book. Anybody who wants to, do you see it? The Parenting Map. Anybody who wants to become a better parent, this is the how-to. This is the how-to. Or a conscious parent, even better. Become a conscious parent. This is even better. So here goes. This is the poem about our egos. Who am I beneath my 100 masks? Am I this or that, or all or none? I have abandoned all of who I really am. In all my desperate searching, I lost my way. In my need to be right, I ended up so very wrong. In all my bravado, I was actually crouching in fear and dumping this all on you, my child. It's now time for me to go beneath my masks, to find out who I truly am, so I can allow you to revel in who you are. And this is exactly what we're doing in this course. So what happened to me was, I came back from Lisbon. I was in Lisbon on the 14th for Dr. Shefali's workshop. She was fire, I must tell you that. Anybody who's experienced her life knows this. Dr. Shefali is fire in the spirit. She's authentic, she's always authentic, and she always goes to the core. It always goes back to the core. Who are you at your core? Because that is true, pure, highest love. We all got this band. I love this band. I'm not taking it off. She was at a retreat of the Dalai Lama, and each one got a band. He blessed it, the Dalai Lama himself. So when I put my band on that night, I went like, I felt like I put on like a electro suit, like I was Superwoman or something. But I was already so hyped up because I was just super excited to be there. I knew it would be amazing. What I took away from that evening was again a reminder of the belief systems, our belief systems, how the belief systems can either elevate your life or it could make it a living hell, and how to transform our belief systems, how to heal it, and also with this work, the ego work, the content, what happened was Dr. Shwali had a role play, and in one of the videos she used this phrase, letting go of the false self. I was like in the kitchen doing my breakfast, but this sentence hit me. It hit me so in my core, in my heart. I don't know if it was because I was sick and in pain, or if it was just the right moment, or that I had to be healed or have this trigger, or if it was the videos that I watched before that I was already so being dismantled in my ego and questioning myself, and I asked myself, my self-talk in that moment was, who am I? Have I been living a false, fake life? Am I a false me? And this caused such an emotional uproar in my heart. I was thinking, who the hell am I? And the last weeks I've been going really deep in questioning my belief systems about love, about marriage, about sex, about relationships, about our identity, my identity, cultural identity, age, nationality, and all of the rest. But it really is very interesting because I feel like I am being dismantled. When I told my son I'm being deconstructed and reconstructed, that was at the beginning phases, but the real work is really happening now. And I'm dissecting everything. And I'm really feeling like I'm making progress and getting clarity. And I love that Dr. Shafali also said that at the level that we heal and understand ourselves, this is the level we can assist our clients in healing and understanding themselves. So I'm doing the work. When she said this sentence about the false self, I saw my whole life flash before my eyes. From the moment that I stood in the kitchen, I made my breakfast. I stood in the kitchen and I saw my life flash before my eyes. From the time I was in my mother's womb, I saw me as a baby, and I felt how she was in fight or flight mode. The story she told me, I'm going to share it with you now. She shared with me the story when I was 21 years old, the first time I met my biological mom. I was in a womb. She was pregnant with me. She was not allowed to go to her parents' house. And her brother came home early. And then she had to run for her life because he wanted to kill her. He wanted to kill her because she fell pregnant with me. And he fired a gun at her, she said. And the bullet missed her with a few millimeters as she went around the corner. Now imagine I'm in her stomach. I took on all of that stress hormones. And this is my entrance to the world. This is how I entered this life, with all of that stress hormones. She had 2 maternity dresses to keep herself clean. This is what she told me. 2 maternity dresses to keep herself clean. She didn't know where she was going to sleep. This night she had to call this family member. This night she had to call this friend because she couldn't go to the family house because the brother put her out of the house. So this is from this womb. I'm not going to go through every single memory, but it was very clear to me how my beginning was, and how I was conditioned, because I went from that. 5 days later, I was taken from her. So our bonding process was cut. There was a cut there. Taken from her with my dad to my grandmother, to his mother, to be raised by her. And then I was 11. I was taken from her, from my dad, to go live with him and his wife. And then it carried on. And each person had their own beliefs and their own conditioning and their own unconsciousness. So this is what happened in this week. I was like, what the F? I wrote in the group and I asked him, I said, I'm so emotional. Any thoughts would be welcome. And the one friend, I call her friend now because we've been conversing really deeply with one another, wrote, she's a spiritual coach. Excuse me, I have to cough. She said that my attachment perhaps it's my attachment that to being healthy equals worth, because I said my self-worth was tied to being strong in my body and fit, because that is how I felt. If how I felt I received love. And then I had to dig deeper and ask myself, Sylvia, but when did I feel like that? And it was like my whole life. It came to me my entire life. I had to perform. I had to perform. I felt like I had to perform in order to receive love. Because I'm going to say we as children, I haven't met anybody who was so conscious that did not raise the kids without saying good grades earns praise, or performance earns attention, or a smile earns connection or love. I have not met a conscious parent that has done that, that has not done that, because this is from my experience how I was conditioned, and that is how I created my ego masks, because I was like, okay, I can perform and I do this, and then I move further and further away from my true self. And I was aware of this, but this work is it's just showing me at such a deeper level and so clear the conditioning, how society and how we have been conditioned, and how our inner child needs to be healed. And we can only do it in the present moment. If there's a trigger that shows up, this is the moment to ask the questions, do the introspection, ask the questions to figure out what is the core need. And the core need is always an inner wound. This is what I learned. I also would like to share with you my process of how I shift my state if I'm triggered. I was able to do this to get into this calmer state. What I do is, firstly, I become aware because I have a visceral experience in my body. Then I take a pause, I take a break. If the moment is too hot, too heated, I remove myself. I say, I have to leave. I have to regulate. Take the pause. I do not fight it. I do not judge it. I allow whatever feeling I have, whatever memory comes up, I allow it to flow through my body. Then I breathe. I breathe into my body. I observe it as well. I observe it. I allow it to flow through my body. And I observe it. Then I breathe in. And through breathing in and out, I breathe in peace and I exhale resistance. And I say this to myself. As I'm doing this, I get back into my heart space. And then I can feel how my thoughts, my heart and my mind become coherent. And then I also know in that process, I already then also discovered what the trigger was, what the memory was, the wound. And this is the process of finding my way back to my heart. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna say bye-bye now. I send you lots of love and light and hope to see you in the next video. And tell you what the content is about, or whatever I've experienced on my journey. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.